Hats to the girl. Odio. Somekele.
Get your wandering eyes off my secretary.
Call her, man. She's begging to be hired.
There will be no having around here, right? And you're in Nigeria now. Don't go around having people. The Lagos girls will kill you.
We had agreed that Nikki will stay with us until she gets back on her feet.
I agreed to make you happy.
If not for her, we wouldn't even be together.
Oh, she's gone now?
No, she's our friend.
Speak for yourself.
If it were you in her position, she would move heaven and earth for you.
Yeah.
It's Chris with the drums guy.
When I saw the script, the first thing that came to my mind is this is a horror movie. And you know, a Nigerian horror movie, so you know what it means seeing a Nigerian horror movie. Like, a person has to kill a whole lot of person in one family. Killed the gate man, killed a friend, killed the housemate, almost killed a best friend, the house star. That's horror. For one person to execute such a killing. She was even going to kill the husband if help did not come in time. So when I saw the script, I was like, oh, this is a horror movie. Let's see how it goes.
I chose this movie because when I came into the country, I wanted to do something else initially. But then by the time we started costing and putting budget together and thinking about how we're going to raise money to make that project, we started talking about 50 million naira. And I said to my producing partner, like, look, I cannot honestly go and ask people, start asking family, friends, corporation, and asking people for money to raise 50 million when I don't know if I'm going to make the money back or not. So let's go back to the drawing table and write something smaller. We wanted to write something smaller, but the story evolved into the story of the guest.
Only if there was something in it for her selfish ass.
This is your room?
Not my taste, but hey.
This is just something for now.
And as for me, I'll become a permanent resident in your place.
I guess bedroom is already taken.
Nikki, everything is going to be okay. That's literally what came to mind, because you know, you get the case of infidelity and like, okay, we've heard this before, but I think what I liked about it was that I didn't think we had explored it to this extreme end just yet in a Nigerian context. So that was what made me say, okay, let's go for it.
How did you get deported?
I was like, is this writer kidding me? Are you crazy? Like, who wrote this thing? You know, but I was excited at the same time, and I was scared at the same time. And why I'm saying I was scared is because I like when I read a script and look at the role I'm meant to be playing, and it scares me. Yes, I like when a role scares me to play, because it makes me go all out and really, you know, work on it and immerse myself in the role. I'm not saying I don't work on other characters, but when it's scary, I think I tend to put in extra work.
I'll be honest with you, from the very beginning, from the minute we had an idea, you know, as writers, you think of an idea, sometimes you know exactly what you're trying to project, what you want your character to do. I said Rita Dominic from the get-go, so there was no doubt, but unfortunately, we don't know Rita. It's like, how do we get Rita? But as God will have it, Femi Jacobs happened to be a friend of mine. So I gave the script to Femi, he read it, and passed it on to Mildred Oko. Mildred read it, gave it to Rita. Rita was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I really like this girl. And I was like, whoa, did she really say she was going to do it? So I was so happy and so ecstatic. I was rolling on the floor like, okay, job, you know, first part of the job done.
How did you get deported?
I had such a good time tonight.
Me too.
There were no airs on set. I remember the first scene or couple of scenes we had together, I had to whisper to her, like, I love the meeting your movie. I watched it twice. And she's like, oh, thank you. And that was the beginning of, we say, the rest is history. She's been amazing. Femi has been obviously a huge supporter of my work too. We don't get to see a lot, but whenever we see, you know that person where you're like, oh my God. So yes, it's been really great working with both of them especially.
Lara baby, you know, like they used to say, if the mountain does not come...
I'm glad you did.
I love my wife.
I love your wife too.
Foluke is legitimately a really kind-hearted person, and she's the kind of person that you would look over any logistic issues because you could just see right through her. She's an open book like I am, and it's always easier to work with people like that. You know you're not getting some story. If she tells you a story, believe it. And I'd rather work with character over your pocket.
No money in the sky with Abiola. Fine girl, don't worry about dollar. You know that we've been there, you know we done that. I left one Rolls Royce.
The moral is, be careful who you let in your life. Just because you've known someone a long time, do you really know them? Or do you know what you want to see? You know, sometimes you and I were looking at each other. Do I really know you? Do you really know me? Or you're thinking, oh, this woman is a nice person. But my niceness, is it your projection? Are you the one hoping and wishing that I'm nice? So that's pretty much it.
Funny enough, I've not really watched the movie. Yes, but just little advice. I would just say to the housewives, hold your husband very well. Super glue them very, very well. It's not all friends are 100%, you know.
Yours. I'm trying to think! You're confusing me! Move. Wait. Move!
Hats to the girl. Audio. Somekele.